Thank you so much, Jeannie, and welcome to this very jungle-oriented PGL, Yike. Thank you for joining us as well. Razork, first things first, do you want to answer to your mid laner and what he was saying? You've been playing well. Do you agree on the fact that you've been playing well?
Well, I mean, I think lately I've been performing more consistent, and it's something that I've been lacking the past year. So, yeah, I'm proud of that, but I think I'm not playing perfect. I still need to learn and grow a lot. So
I want to know what you worked on to practice consistency, but we'll touch on this later. I want to talk about the game. Yike. What is your read on what happened here today?
Yeah, I mean, I think we used a hard game. I think we did a pretty good early game, but then they kind of snowballed and they had good picks. I played Lee Sin into Poppy Talia, which is for sure not the best. I mean, I played it the first day versus BDS, and it worked out better. But yeah, this game, they punished me a lot more.
Broxah, when we did the draft at the desk, right, and we knew what the win conditions were on both sides and what both teams needed to do to pick up the win. What is your read on what G2 could have done better, maybe, and where was Fnatic spot on here today?
I think both drafts had like pretty clear win conditions. It felt like both sides got exactly what they wanted. G2 was relatively predictable going for the Lee Ahri, I would say, but you guys obviously had the Lee probably responding to it, and I think Fnatic just gaining control over mid lane, translating into bot, and there was one big bot dive especially where you ulted everybody out and you guys got like 4 kills after that point. With the draft that G2 had, it was just really hard for them to bounce back.
Last time you guys won against G2 was in spring, last year, in a best of 1.
Oh yeah, in a best of 1, yeah.
Yeah, did you realize that it has been that long?
No, in a best of 1
season?
I didn't realize. I mean, the last match I remember against G2 is just the best of 3 that I thought it was very close series. And yeah, I didn't realize that we didn't win in a best of 1 for so long.
I mean, it's so much different, honestly, prepping for best of 5s and best of 1. Who do you think was the best player today on Fnatic's side?
On Fnatic's side, I think, honestly, everybody had their moments. I mean, top lane looked pretty rough for Broken Blade today. He did another fun on Gwen. I think the Poppy had some moments. Humanoid had some insane Talia Ws. But all in all, it was actually a pretty good team effort, I think.
He does love his Talia, and he got the player of the game here today. Anything about Marek's performance? I know that when we talked during the interview, he was telling me that he was self-reflecting a lot and second-guessing himself as well. I know that the transition between winter and spring has not been the easiest for him. Anything on your mid laner's progress and journey to get back to the form he has now?
Yeah, I mean, himself said that last split he was not very happy with his performance, and he was like really looking forward to change that. And I think right now he's very motivated. He also likes spamming a lot solo queue, and when Humanoid is like motivated and loves the game, I know he's a beast. And yeah, I'm really proud of his performance so far, and I hope he keeps going.
I love that you were pointing this out because I know that it's, for me, like a backstage discussion that I love that it's bringing up on it. He's been playing since the beginning of the year, consistently, and he's actually trying hard, which is amazing to see for us viewers. What is going to be the learnings from this week, Yike? We have tomorrow still.
Yeah, I mean, we had the game yesterday, which I think was a pretty good game. I think we had a very good draft that game, and it was hard for them to play. We had the Jarvan into Varus Oriana, and then today we had a bit worse... like a bit harder like mid jungle than probably before because they have the Talia Poppy into Lee, and they can just we couldn't really snowball mid as much as we like to do.
All right, well, let's leave the LEC behind for now. I gathered you guys today to talk about the jungle in general. Inspirations, aspirations, what we think of the state of this role in League of Legends right now. So first things first, level of jungles in the LEC, and before coming to you guys, I'm going to ask the retired player. Sorry for framing you like this, but we have 2 active players, and how would you want to be presented?
It works.
All right.
I'll take it, that's fine. I'm basically retired
an
at this point.
OG jungle legend of Europe. Broxah, what do you think of the new generation now that you get to see them from a different angle?
I think it's a pretty good time to be a jungle main watching the LEC. You know, I watched the 2 of you a lot going into today's matchup, and what I like is, you know, the aggression, the proactivity, and even in a farming meta, something that you 2 are really good at is like skipping camps, finding creative openings. I think that's great. We have a Yankos, we have a Yoya. The jungle pool is pretty stacked generally, and I think what makes a jungler unique is just being able to find those openings regardless of game or champion And we have a lot of junglers that are really good at that.
I do agree on this. I feel like junglers in Europe are going to be more innovative, maybe, than in the past, especially with the examples that you brought up here. Is it something that you feel as a jungler who's been playing the league for years now?
I mean, I feel like jungle is like the role that gets the less fun champs. Like when they get released.
Someone agrees.
Like I think the only fun champ we got was Viego, and it was so long. But on another side, like when randomly rioters decide to put X champ on jungler, for example, they buff brand passive damage on monsters, or they just make randomly Morgana and Rel jungle. So yeah, I mean we get that, but we don't get fun champs in jungle. We have to play Maokai, Sejuani a lot.
Do you miss like the Lee, Elise, Nidalee, Kha'Zix?
Yeah, that meta was mega fun. Whoever faces who, insta one shot.
Relatable.
Yeah.
I don't know. Early gank tops, Elise Renekton. It was not fun to watch as a viewer, honestly. I'm glad that we don't have this anymore. Yeah, I mean, you know a lot about not having fun, sadly. Do you agree on meta here?
I mean, yeah, I think the meta is a bit slow for junglers right now. I mean, there is still some like Lee Sin, like Poppy, I think playmaker, like making junglers, but we see more like, the champs like Rel, like Jarvan is like kind of a bit of both. He's like a bruiser, but he's also like a bit of like a frontline jungler. There's Rel, Sejuani, like these champs. So right now it's like kind of slow.
I remember when I joined the LEC, like the standard thing to do as a jungler was just buff, camp, buff, and then you double free gank somewhere. Like I was literally running around playing mobility boots, at least running from lane to lane. Now it's like really farm heavy in comparison. Do you guys think that's a good or a bad thing? Would you like to see more of a balance between farming and ganking? What's your take?
I mean, in my opinion, I personally didn't like too much the 3 camps both side into bot dive over and over, and you never touched your blue side camps. That was honestly for me not fun. It was the mal rank meta, I call it.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, I feel like right now you can like innovate more and be more creative, and be like finding a balance between farming and ganking. And also, I think with the new Void Crabs adding up, you can like get a lot of XP with this camp. I feel like you can take one, then leave, So yeah, I think you can be much more creative since there is always something that you can do on the map, right? There is like not very much time with you having 0 camps up or objectives, so you are always busy, let's say.
You mentioned grabs. I kept on hearing since the beginning of the seasons that grabs are not actually as useful as we think they are. And actually, it's just like a dopamine shot for junglers because they get to do something else and focus on another side of the map. Would you agree on this? Like, grabs are a bait, actually, as an objective.
As an objective, probably. I think people don't really like talk about grabs as like, oh, we need to get grabs for the objective, like a dragon or, a herald or something, like a Nash. But you cannot take it as like, yeah, you go take one, you get some XP, you're happy. That's like how I see it.
Yeah, I think it depends on what you look at. Yeah. How you look at it, really, because it's basically like another camp. But if you choose between a dragon or a void grub, generally dragon is usually better.
Yeah, I would agree on this. You guys were talking about pathings and everything and how to stay on top of your game and being more creative. I want to talk about inspirations that you may have. If you want to learn something new, if you want to, I don't know, if you look at someone else and how they're playing and you say, I don't know, I want to implement this in my team or in the LEC. Who are going to be the biggest inspirations you have, player-wise, not just region-wise? Who do you watch?
For me, it will be Canyon. I've already looked at his fiddlesticks clear. Quite interesting. Maybe I pull it next week. Who knows?
Yike?
How to say? I think I try to look at like the probably best teams. So like I like to look at the owner, I like to look at Peanut. But I think it's a lot of like the standard things in like the Asian teams is also that they FLICKR a lot. They FLICKR and then they do stuff on the map. So it's hard to learn like so much. But when they do something like crazy, I think they do it like very well.
I also think that, Broxah, I don't know how it was for you back then, but for me, taking inspiration in other regions and other junglers is always hard because you don't have the same teammates next to you. The teams don't play the same way against you as well. So what is the amount of inspiration and practice that you can get from watching someone else and trying to implement this into your playstyle realistically?
I think if you watch somebody enough, you're always going to find specific patterns or paths that they do on certain champions. It's the same if you're like a silver solo queue player, but you're watching a pro streamer, right? Like you're going to have to find something that they do consistently so you can copy it, try it in your own games, and then you'll find out what works and what doesn't. I mean, for me, back in my young days, it was like score, ambition that I would study, and I remember 2017, it was tank meta for a while. I had no clue how to play tanks. Like, I only played carries in solo queue. So I was like, score. Okay, how does he play Sejuani? Oh, this is pretty smart. I'll try that as well.
Don't copy his smites. No. That's what's kind of the issue with score. What is the jungler that gave you the worst time and the hardest time internationally?
Actually, I don't
And
know.
why? Same question for all of you.
Yeah, I'm thinking as well.
I can start.
I mean,
Yeah.
For me, 2017 Worlds, Ambition. We never got to play them on stage, but that was the year that Samsung won Worlds.
Was it
And
when Ezreal could be
Ezreal
played?
Jungle
Yeah,
was
okay,
playable
okay.
back then, but I
got
just
it.
remember it so clearly. Like, it's the only time of my career where I felt like the game was unplayable. And the fun part was we played one scrim block against Ambition. We couldn't play the game, like, it was completely doomed. Then they put in Haro, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
now I
okay.
can breathe. Now I can actually participate.
You, Yike?
So I
It's
would
more
say,
recent, but
yeah,
yeah.
I only played like 1 year of international, but I would say probably like I think Xun was probably
Okay, yeah.
probably one of the like toughest ones because I played with him probably the most, and I thought he was actually very good. I think in MSI I had the best shot. Like I think I played very like good against him, but then at Worlds I think he played very good, and it was hard to like keep up with him. And then other than that, I think there was one more I was thinking about. Oh yeah, I think Piosik was actually like at worst. Piosik was like smurfing every game. Whenever I scrimmed with him, it was like 1v9.
This guy is insane.
Yeah.
I feel, really. Like, it's hard to predict what he's going to do. Razork, any international jungler that gives you a hard time or a reality check? Maybe.
Probably Tarzan for me.
Yeah?
I think the game I played against him when I had Talia against Eragon, I don't know. I just couldn't play that game. But I think I
I do
ended
re-
like 0-6.
Yeah.
It was unplayable
It was
for me.
not great.
Yeah.
Do you get a reality check when you play internationally? The first time, at least.
I
'Cause I
think-
do hope that you guys improve after that.
I think no matter what year you come into like MSI or Worlds, like your entire team is just
Yeah.
going to get a reality check for the first week. It feels like as a European, you know, we can learn things within our region, but when you play LCK and LPL, the first week of a boot camp, you're just catching up, learning as much as you can, and then you need to hope that the team as a whole doesn't fall apart
Yeah.
mentally, but that you instead, you know, kind of rebuild and come back stronger.
I want to pivot to how it is to play as a jungler for the rest of our lanes. Like when I had a similar discussion with the supports, we talked a lot about AD carries, of course. I want to ask you, what is the worst and most difficult role to look after? Which ones are going to be the most demanding? Or whether it's in solo queue or competitive, choice is yours.
Probably bot lane for me.
You were going to say this.
Do you mean like AD specifically or just AD and support?
Probably AD specifically. I mean, supports are pretty chill sometimes. Sometimes they're annoying, but supports are like pretty chill. But yeah, AD is probably like ask for the most, you know, because they don't want to get punished. They don't want to get dove or anything like that. So
Okay.
it makes sense.
For me, support.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean,
You're supposed to work together. So.
but I get very annoyed in solo queue when supports are like master tier in my games and they're like 4 minutes without wards and I'm like, please recall for wards and they get the full map is just dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get very annoyed when they are like not moving and enemy support is actually pressuring me a lot. It's completely unplayable and it frustrates me a lot. But yeah.
Support, AD, we stay on bot lane here, mostly.
Well,
I thought it would be solo laners, honestly.
No, I mean, I think for me, it's most often the AD carries that are acting out. I often picture them like a bit like a toddler in a sense, expecting the support and jungler to be the mom and
Yeah.
dad, taking care of them, feeding them. If you don't, you know, give them back scratches once in a while, they just go completely nuts in chat, and I have to quickly, you know, block them.
Broxah, you were telling me a few days ago that for you, nobody understands junglers. And I want you to elaborate on this. Do you guys think that people don't understand your needs or the role in general?
So I think as a jungler, both, especially in pro play, but also in, especially in solo queues,
Yeah.
but also in pro play to an extent, it's like, everybody's pulling us, everybody wants our attention. Like
Yeah.
maybe one game in scrims you decide, I'm going to path the top, and then bot lane plays like complete maniacs and dies 2v2, and then you have a 15-minute discussion about why going top was actually okay.
Yeah, jungle diff in my book.
Yeah,
That's
it's like no matter what we do, there's
Yeah.
always something that can go wrong, right?
Yeah. Would
But-
you agree on this? You
Yeah.
have to extinguish fire all the time.
I mean, it's very easy to blame the jungler, like especially in solo queue. If you ever go to a lane, the other two lanes are not gonna be happy because if the enemy jungler is there, they will just blame you. That's what happens.
All right. I want you guys to give me a few advice for the people, lovely people at home who are watching here and would like to get better at jungling. Remember that we're all really bad.
Well, I think most important thing as a jungler is be really efficient with your time.
Okay.
In my opinion, I feel like considering how fast you clear, it can impact a lot, right? But also, I mean, probably for low elo, just like gank a lot, probably you will get a lot of kills.
Well, I play Zyra jungle. How do I gank?
No,
Sorry.
then you just farm.
Yeah.
If you play Zyra, you just farm. But like in solo queue, if you are like learning jungle, you really need to be looking at lanes and try to understand a bit the waves and when you can gank, when you can't. And if you play Zyra, you have to like full clear and then get strong so you can carry the game, right?
Yeah.
But you will have more success in solo queue in low elo if you play champions like Xingtha or Lee Sin, Viego and just gank over
Listen.
and over.
We need hands to play Listen. You forget about this. Most of us
Yeah,
don't
that's
have
true.
them. But yeah, anyway. Yike, any advice for you?
Yeah, I mean, now
for
I'd probably
no-elo players?
like kind of similar. You know, I think you should focus on yourself and also not get like too distracted by like laners asking for ganks. If they like spamming to gank, if you actually know it's not good, then you shouldn't like go for it. But yeah, I mean, you need to kind of know the balance of ganking and farming.
The worst and best thing about your role? Broxah first.
The worst thing?
Yeah.
Getting cyberbullied every game.
That's the destiny you chose, though.
I think best thing is you have a lot of control over the early game. Like
Supposedly.
I wouldn't ever be able to like main any other role, I think, because like let's say I play top lane and I get camped by the jungler the entire early game. I feel so powerless, but now I'm the one playing like 5D chess and you know being able to make the decisions. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. Best and worst thing about your
I can agree with Broxah. Honestly, I feel like the fact that you can impact every lane, it's that feeling of power. It's good, and probably the worst thing. I mean, I get really tilted when people just tell me help me or ping and gank, and it's just not good, you know. And then I'm just wasting time. It's like I try to not follow what they are telling me, but sometimes you just like go. And then it's really bad. That frustrates me a lot because I'm like, oh, I knew I shouldn't go here. And now I wasted 30 seconds. And that time is so valuable for me. So
I think one of the most, you know, commonly asked questions I get from other junglers playing solo queue is like, how do you carry a game when all your laners, it feels like nobody wants to win?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Do you have any like, you know, specific, you know, pieces of advice for that? Like, Yike, what do you do if everybody's losing? How do you carry that solo queue game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's it's hard for us youngsters too to win the game. Yeah, I mean, I think you don't FF. I think you try to play for yourself, and then you try to just pick one lane and try to help them the most. Like if you know a bot lane, usually it's bot lane is easier because it's two. You make sure the support helps you, and then you and the support try to carry together.
I do hope that people are going to have more sympathy for you guys and be nicer to you guys in game. You had some questions from your chat, I believe. Broxah?
Yeah, I brought a couple of viewer questions. We've actually been through two of them already randomly. The final one would be, if you had to play one single jungle champion for the rest of your life, who would it be and why?
I mean,
for you?
easy answer is Viego, no?
Yeah.
It's the same for me.
For you as well. Yeah, I mean, you have the phone case, actually.
Yeah, yeah, I have the Viego phone case, actually. It's kind of funny. But yeah,
Awesome.
Viego, I mean, I would also like, I think Kiana, when she was OP younger, I think she was very, very fun.
Yeah.
But she's not OP anymore.
What about Sylas? Sylas jungle was also
Sylas
mega
jungle
fun.
was actually so fun.
That's
kind of like
awful
Viego.
to play against, honestly.
Yeah, it was fun.
With the EQ interaction,
Yeah.
that was also mega
You
fun.
could combo it.
Interesting choices. I think for solo queue, I would personally choose Elise, but that's mostly because I love to just, you know, you don't have to farm, you just run from lane to lane, force ganks, kill people. You can just always force something.
But you could get kind of bored, no, lately? Like if you play all the time Elise, but if you play Viego, you kind of play all champs,
You play
no?
all champs, yeah.
Yes and no. I mean, I think the transformation and old part of Viego was really cool, but I would get bored of the base kit because his base
maybe,
abilities are not that exciting.
True.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Debatable. Let's focus on the LEC again.
Yeah, we can.
Alright. No, I love the talks we had here, but I want to hear your thoughts on the last day of the week. We're getting closer to playoffs. We don't have a lot of games in the regular season, so let's take a look at what we have on our hands tomorrow for the last day of... Oh, behind us, actually. That's great. BDS, Heretics, Vitality, Fnatic, G2, GX, and Rogue, Mad Lions Koi, and we're going to wrap the week with SK. Casey, that was hard to say. Which match do you have your eyes on, Broxah? I'm guessing you have your...
Rogue
own
Math
games
is kind of spicy by the way, for both teams, because I guess like whoever loses that match is kind of
It's a battle of the
in
bar.
a not a good position for the next week, because 1-5 not very.
What happened to Mad Lions, though?
It's
I
hard-
don't know.
Yeah, it's hard
No?
to say.
I don't know.
Broxah, what do you have your eyes on?
I was looking at Fnatic Vitality. How do you feel going into that?
I feel pretty confident. I think we scream a lot of vitality, and I think they're not the best in
It's gonna be
scrims,
a
but
mess.
they're 4-1 somehow. So, I mean, I'm not going to underestimate them tomorrow. I'm
Yeah.
going to try hard so much, and I hope my team does the same. But I'm expecting a win, yeah.
Yike, Monday, not so fun day tomorrow.
Yeah, it's G2 Monday, but I mean, we lost today, so maybe that makes us win tomorrow.
You want to make it better.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
we play versus Giants, so and they're 1-4.
They're 1-4. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I think the most important for us is to not underestimate them, not get too cocky or anything like that, and then I think we should have it.
Bottom of the standings is really stacked right now, Broxah. How do you? Same question I asked you at the beginning of the day. Actually, in the bottom of the standings, where do you see the most hope now that we saw these teams play with the expectations we had?
I honestly think there's hope for all teams in the league right now, all 10, because I feel like a lot of teams have shown a lot of proactivity and aggressive plays, but it seems like something just clicks in most people's brain, making them forget that side lanes exist, forgetting to play macro, just over-eagerly forcing Baron or forcing fights. And I think if you can get past that point and just, slow things down, play macro and play slow and controlled, you're going to have a pretty big advantage. And it's easier said than done, because when you game, it's stressful and
Getting
all.
caught in the moment.
But I think that would be a big stuff.
We'll see about this tomorrow, of course. Razork, thank you for dropping by. And Yike, thank you for coming. I know it's not always easy after a loss. And Broxah, amazing to have you as always. And thank you guys for watching at home. We will be back tomorrow. Same place, not same place actually, not in the studio, downstairs, but same time though. 4:45 for Ready Check and 5 p.m. for the beginning of games. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
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 Hey you, why aren't you watching the LCS right now? You should be.
No excuses.
You're tired? Doesn't matter.
No excuses.
Oh, I'm severely injured and the ambulance has to take me to the hospital.
No excuses.
Oh, it's my wedding today and my family will be pissed if I don't show up.
No excuses.
Oh, I need to get a job to pay my bills.
No excuses.
If the LCS is on, you're watching it. You hear me, you don't forget to breathe, and you shouldn't forget to watch the LCS.
No excuses!
Even if you're playing Eragon with the squad and the LCS commissioner keeps throwing your games, but you have to end the night on a W.
No excuses!
Even if it's your special hour of the day that you have reserved to watch back NRG versus G2 at Worlds, you watch the LCS.
Actually, that one's understandable.
True, I haven't missed a day since that happened. But besides that, no excuses.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, team.
Who's saying, Peach?
Peach. No.
The Koreans are always saying,
not.
hey, can you hear me?
Can I get top down to
Yeah, can I get
5%?
top down
Oh, but
5%?
I was screaming.
Drink. Can
Go,
fight
go,
this?
go.
Go, go, go.
Oh, look.
Holy shit! One more combo! Holy shit. Okay, kill notice.
Oh,
we're not dead. Oh, let's go. Nice.
Lane has Comp Ghost. Remember, no cleanse. And there's good damage coming out as well for Kazi. This could just be a kill. Comp flashes away, he's healed up, but he's dead. Kazi with first blood, and the cooking from Vitality is searing up a beauty.
I don't have it anymore. Go. You have no flash. You have. Okay, get the Drake.
Now for a Vitality, but he's taken. Oh no! He's taking the Durham. He goes gold, and Jamada lost his mind.
My bad, guys, my bad. This is absolutely terrible. Zuba caught out, running for his life, trying to sidestep, but upset. Ready this time to commit the flash.
Kill Bobby. Oh, we have flash, okay? Yeah. Nico.
I'm not rich. I'm waiting, okay?
Kill them all. Good fight. Kill them all.
Go Nash.
Zuba's still free to auto-attack. Zuba raining down damage, but it is not enough as KC are looking to close.
Now, bottom mid. Bear in mind while all that was happening, but connects. Playback doesn't have Ignite.
Auto, thresh damage, the charm, Niski, first blood for Trippy. I take it back, Thresh is the best support. He's goaded, no one can stop him. Left is another hook, lands for Trippy. Doss caught in the choke, and Yanko trying to turn him. Oh, he ults, the flag and drag hits 3, and that's enough.
Varus. I got flash. I'm killing Nico.
Back not quite going to connect on the Yike. Good patience. Yike finishes it. Taking their time. Altama needs to back away. Only level 5 for Mickey. Trying to predict where they're going to go. No, to finish the kill. Mickey should just be next. Terrible. Caps goes in for the charm flash, but Razork is there, and Humanoid is living. G2 Mickey looking to follow up. Razork wants to try and punishing who? Already used the off the flash. Oh! Humanoid, baby!